Throughout my life, I always knew I wanted to own multiple properties and I would eventually become a landlord. And although I've been a landlord for what it seems to be about 4 months, I've definitely learned some things along the way. So in this video, we're going to talk about some tips for some brand new landlords or some tips for you who may be thinking about getting into landlording. So what's up? I'm Brandon Young, and on this channel, I teach you how to make multiple streams of income, baby. So if you're new here, consider subscribing and don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss a beat. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. This being my first property, I went into it with the expectations that every single thing would go wrong, which is going to lead me to my first thing. When you decide to go ahead and get your first property, you want to always be expecting the worst and have some type of contingency plan in place. Now, I know that sounds rough and you honestly want to be very positive as a person, but when it comes to these things, you just want to be sure that you're prepared for any type of situation that can happen. You see, the thing that most people think about when it comes to a real estate property or any type of form of property is being able to pay that mortgage on a daily basis. And that was like my biggest fear, especially coming into this. Me personally, I'm always thinking about the worst case scenario. What if I cannot pay this month? What am I gonna do? What type of plan am I gonna have in place to make sure that I'm able to pay this just in case this goes wrong? You just wanna have those figures and aspects covered. The funniest thing about this is that wasn't even the situation that has been happening, and that situation has actually been a good one. It's actually these few other things that have been happening to the property. Now, the first thing that I realized is when it comes to actually getting some tenants in, and depending on what type of property you have, maybe it's a 3-family, you want to try to avoid putting a family with kids or small children on the second floor. Now, the reason being, you may have guessed it, is the actual noise. Many of you may know that small kids are very energetic and they like to run up and down the place all the time. No time restrictions. They don't understand the concept of time. They don't understand that running around the house at 4 in the morning isn't a nice thing to do. They don't understand that. They're young. So when it comes to that, you want to try to avoid from bringing them on the second floor. And it doesn't even have to be on the second floor. Any type of floor that's on the top, so maybe it's a 3rd floor, 4th floor, you just want to bear in mind that there is going to be some type of noise. So if you are considering this, you just want to make sure that you're putting up some insulation to maybe mitigate the noise, or you're making sure that you're putting them on the bottom floor just so there aren't that many noise complaints. Now, I'm going through this at the moment right now, and it was a rookie mistake on my part, but nevertheless, they're a nice family, and other than that, pay everything on time, so I have no issues on that aspect. The second thing that I've definitely learned from this experience is you want to make sure that if you set these rules in place, that you have some type of conduct or some rule book for the actual property, that you're making sure that you're enforcing it from the beginning. Now, usually when the tenant is actually signing the lease, you do have some section where you can actually put a set of rules for the actual apartment that they can sign, so they know that they'll abide by them and they get a clear understanding of what your rules and what you're looking for in terms of their stay. But it is not just enough to put this actual list of rules on a piece of paper. If the actual tenant does not abide by them, you need to call them out and let them know from the beginning before they start to form some bad habits and they continually break these rules again and again and again and again, and before you know it, you have a issue on your hands. Now, most of this does sound like it's common sense, but you'll be surprised about how many people do not set expectations or don't enforce their rules and just let their tenants walk all over them and don't let them know, hey, you can't do that. And before you know it, you have many issues on your hands that you have to personally deal with. Set your expectations from the beginning and make sure that your tenants have a clear, concise understanding of what is going on in the rules, and they understand it word for word. So there's no loopholes or there's no misunderstanding, that everybody is copacetic and understands what's going on. The next thing that I have definitely learned from this experience is you're going to be managing a lot of different personalities. To many of you that may know me, I'm a very laid back, chill type of guy. And to many people that may come off as I'm being a pushover or I'm just easy to get by, but that's not the issue at all. As a landlord, you want to try to have the best business relationship or relationship with your tenants as possible, but let's face it, there's going to be cases or occasions where your tenant may not like you or may not want to talk to you, and that's okay. When you got this actual property, you got it to make your money, to make your passive income. It wasn't a way for you to go ahead and make friends, so you shouldn't expect to be buddy-buddy with your actual tenant. And the same thing goes from tenants to other tenants. Some tenants are just not going to like each other, and that's okay. But as long as everybody can be cordial with each other, everybody is paying their rent on time, and they don't have any issues with each other, then everything is all good, right? This goes back to point number 2. This is why it's important to set clear rules and expectations, because this kind of lowers the chance of bad things happening or people breaking rules, which then causes confrontation and causes bad things to happen throughout the property, which gives you headaches, and nobody wants headaches. Now, this next one is going to be a little funny, but the next thing that I have learned is you should mark your garbage cans. Now, originally coming from New York, we don't mark our garbage cans whatsoever because we have a clear understanding from our actual neighbors, like no one is gonna touch each other's garbage cans. We just don't do that. Well, I'm guessing New Jersey is on a different type of timing, because one day I decided to go to Home Depot, got some garbage cans for my property, put it out there, and yeah, after garbage day, putting out my garbage and putting out the tenants' garbage, I went to go ahead and put the garbage cans back, but there was nothing there. So in my head, I'm like, maybe the garbage man, maybe he put it at the wrong house. So I'm looking up and down the block for my garbage cans. They are gone. Somebody literally took my garbage cans, which I've never heard of, never seen, but you know, I'm not gonna get mad about it. They obviously needed it more than me, but this just goes and makes you understand that you need to mark your actual address on your garbage cans. It's kind of like when you went to preschool or you went to kindergarten and your mom etched your name into your Game Boy just in case somebody did steal it, and you think it's that person, you can go ahead and open up the Game Boy and be like, look, that's my name though. That's the same thing that you want to do with your garbage cans or any type of property that you leave around your property. You want to just make sure that you're putting some type of clear indication that it is yours, so you don't have any indications or you have any kind of instances where people can say, nah, that's not yours. It's not yours. As well as you want to put some cameras on your actual property, which is going to help to see what is actually going on in your property. You don't necessarily need to be there on a daily basis to see who is coming in and out your property, who's going in the backyard. You just want to have these things in place because it's going to set you up for success, and it's going to give you an understanding of what is actually going on when you aren't there. Maybe you're out of state. You want to be able to track and see what's going on your investment. The next thing that I learned is when it comes to rent, a lot of times people aren't going to pay on the first. And I realized this my first month being a landlord. So I know you can put that clear indication, I need my bread on the first. I need it on the first. But let's face it, a lot of people's pay schedules are different from one another's. So some people may get paid on that Friday, and the first may be on a Monday. So you can't really expect to get paid on the first. You just have to analyze when they're getting paid, when they're actually sending your money, and you can get a clear indication to see, okay, maybe they get paid on Friday and the direct deposit to my account usually comes in by Monday or Tuesday. So I will give them till Monday or Tuesday before I actually send them a text. Sometimes you don't want to be overzealous and just keep asking, oh, where's my money? Where's my money? Sometimes if you can just see a pattern and see, okay, They usually give this money to me around the 7th or 8th, so that's fine. And you see that clear pattern and indication, then it's cool. As long as you're getting your rent and it's not too late, hey, that's great. Nobody likes an annoying landlord, so don't be an annoying landlord. Just view the actual trends, see when they're actually sending you your money, and if you see a consistent trend where maybe you're asking for it on the 1st, but they get paid on that Friday, and it usually hits your account on the Monday, then it's fine, as long as you're getting that rent. Because honestly, during this pandemic, you should be happy that people are paying their rent. And even if it's a few days late, hey, you're getting your rent, you're able to pay your mortgage, so that's always a win. Honestly, when it comes to your investment, there's many things that can happen that will be out of your control. And the best thing that I can say is you just need to be prepared. Let's face it, if you fail to prepare, then you prepare to fail. But do you have any landlord tips that would help out some new landlords or landlords that have been doing it for a while? Let me know in the comment section below. Watch this video, go subscribe here. I'm Brandon Young, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.